story.
Okay. Oh, we're telling that story?
Yes,
Oh.
we're telling that story. If we sold our house, then we would be getting a lot less money than even 6 months ago. Even like a month ago right now. It's getting worse.
Yeah. What day is it today? Yeah.
I was like, this is a sign. Yeah, it was like, Poland.
Warm and sunshine are freaking awesome.
Hello there and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about us moving to Florida. That's right, John's from Florida. Just a little bit of background information. John is from Florida. I grew up in Canada. We're currently living in Warsaw, Poland, and we've been living here 11 years or so.
Yep.
And a few months ago we were on vacation and, and we decided that's it, we're moving to the US. We have been talking about it for years, right? Like,
I mean, I always saw Poland as a temporary place. Obviously, the longer we stayed, like, it was like a quicksand. And then, oopsies, 2 kids. But yeah, like, I always just felt like Florida was home.
okay. So we've been talking about I always thought, I made the assumption that we would retire to Florida because
Yeah, because it's home.
Um,
And you can retire when you're in your mid-30s or when you're old.
so we're not planning on retiring.
No.
That's not something that we're doing.
Do they pay you for that?
To be retired?
Yeah? No?
No.
Okay. So yeah, we have to keep working.
Exactly. And we do have 2 girls and they have American citizenship. I have Canadian and Polish citizenship. So I honestly thought that it would be a lot easier, the visa process.
It's pretty insane.
Especially since, so in March, as you may know, with the situation in Ukraine, the war in Ukraine, that really scared me personally, and it's still very scary. It's still a very scary situation, and I'm also currently on like extended maternity leave, so I don't really have a job here that's keeping me here. I do work on like YouTube, but yeah, so with my job situation, and John works for a startup.
No, I'm not a founder. Not my startup.
Works for a startup,
Yes.
which is hiring lots of Americans. So we thought like there's a chance that he'll be able to transfer over to the States. So it's sort of all kind of aligned, right? Did you feel that way?
Well, yeah, like, okay, like I said, what's keeping us here? The girls, you know, I remember as a kid, anytime you move, like, it's kind of hard. So yeah, we don't want that emotions on them, but from our point of view, work isn't cementing us here. Everything's remote, everything's, you know, digital, so we've got a lot of opportunities on the professional side of things. Yeah, so
one of my dreams is to work for Disney in marketing, because I work in marketing. So
I hope they're watching.
So that's like one of my dreams. We're also getting a little bit more concerned about education here in Poland. Again, it's not that like the education system is better or worse. I don't want you guys to think that we're criticizing it. It's just way different than what we're used to here in Poland. I feel like it's a little bit more focused on memorization and facts and testing, where they don't have this like soft skill aspect of education, which is important to me, especially when I think about what skill set I use the most right now, even in my like professional career. It's a lot of the soft skill stuff that I learned. Sorry.
I'm trying to like cuddle under the frame, but it could be uncomfortable.
Okay. So we decided at the end of March to move, and we immediately wrote to a lawyer.
Oh, we're telling that story?
Yes,
Oh.
we're telling that story. So we wrote to this lawyer that helped our friend in the States. His wife is from India. They met in the US and she works in the US, so her process is completely different than ours. But we wrote to them and said, like, this is our situation. What should we do? Can we just fly to the US and then apply for a visa? Right? And they essentially said,
are we doing the short story or the long story? They essentially said, yes, you can do whatever you want, YOLO, you know, get her done.
yeah, so they said this is the type of visa you apply for once you get there, but you have to apply after 90 days. Did they say that in the first email?
Yes.
Yeah. So we're like, okay, they said yes. Like, lawyers absolutely know what they're talking about, and it's no problem. So we put our house up for sale.
No, that was fun.
So we had a lot of showings, which was fun because our house was immaculate. So that's like
Still is.
super fun for me. I like a clean house. And we had an offer. And at that time, we kind of panicked. And we panicked because the value of the Polish zloty is a lot lower than it was even like 6-7 months ago. The value of the dollar is a lot higher. So if we sold our house, then we would be getting a lot less money than even 6 months ago. Even like a month ago right now, because it's getting worse.
Yeah. What day is it today? Yeah, it's worse.
We're hoping that it gets better. Plus, in Poland, there's a law that says that if you buy a house and sell it within 5 years, that you have to pay a 20% tax on the like extra value of your house. This is sort of to prevent like market gouging and stuff. So it's a good law in general, but it's just a law that's not great for us at the moment.
Right.
So then we're like, okay, let's take a step back and maybe instead of selling our house, we'll rent out our house. So then we again proceed to go. No, the people who rented, we show our house. They decided that these people decided that they're going to rent our house. We signed an agreement, like a reservation agreement, and they left for a week. And in that week, we contacted a different lawyer.
Yeah. So basically, you asked the question, do I buy a round trip ticket to the States or a one-way ticket to the States? Because you were scared what would happen at the airport, at the border. And I was like, no one's ever asked me, like, if I'm returning. So I asked the lawyer, the same lawyer. And they're like, I'm not going to answer that. And I'm like, what kind of an answer is that? So then I asked a different lawyer, and they're like, yeah, you can only apply for this immigration process from abroad. If you do it from the States, the legality is questionable. So the first one kind of didn't tell us the truth. So yeah, the second lawyer was like, you have to apply from Europe.
Yeah, because the whole 90-day thing was that so that your application doesn't get red flagged, because you can't, as someone that's not a U.S. citizen, you can't enter the U.S. On a travel visa planning on staying, and they assume upon entering, even if you don't get stopped by immigration, the assumption is that you're going to travel. So thank goodness I asked that question. I'm like, what kind of ticket I should buy, because we would be going and it would be illegal what we would be doing. And once we apply for that visa, they would be asking us questions, or that green card, they would be asking us questions like, why did you put Matilda in school right away if you weren't planning on staying? Or like, why did you buy a car if you weren't planning on staying, et cetera, et cetera. So again, we would be doing something illegal, and like Polish people have a tendency to be a little bit rules are meant to be bent a little bit. So like the Polish in me is like, well, we can chance it. But then when I read online that if they do catch you lying or anything like that, then you get deported.
Just her.
I would get deported, and I would be banned from entering the U.S. And there's conflicting information online from like 5 to 10 years. So, and then some people were even like banned for like life. So I was like, okay, I don't want to chance that. We have grandparents in the States. Like, I definitely don't want to shut that door. So let's do this on the up and up. That's the plan, to do this on the up and up.
And that was the plan from the start. We just thought we were doing things on the up and up.
Yeah, but the crazy thing is, for me, the crazy thing was we found this out at night. Both of us didn't sleep that night at all because we were so stressed out. And the next morning at 8 a.m., if you remember, like 2 minutes ago, I said we had renters. We signed an agreement. They wrote us a text message at 8 a.m. the next day saying, you know what, we can't rent out your house anymore. We just have other things going on. Just that came up last minute, so we can't rent out your house. And I was like, this is a sign.
You need to play that sound effect like...
Yeah, it was like this crazy sign that, okay, we need to do this on the up and up, and we need to do this properly. So.
And the only reason that makes us sad is that it postpones the move. We were planning to move sooner, and now we're just going to wait here for the process.
Yeah, so we're excited to be moving to the US. We're like slowly starting to sell like John's Xbox from 5 years ago.
Really slowly, really slowly.
Like the Nintendo Wii. So we're just starting to sell off some of our stuff that we know that we can't move. We also found out a lot about moving our stuff from Warsaw to like Florida, like the
shipping.
costs of it. Shipping is really expensive right now because of the after effects of what happened. We can't say that word on YouTube, but
Yes.
what happened in the last 2 years. So we can't just send our stuff as easily as we would have been able to before. So we're essentially planning to come with suitcases, right? Like that's the idea. A few boxes because you can't see, but we have a whole bunch of like Starbucks cups from our travels, so we can't take those in a suitcase, especially since we have quite a few of them. But yeah, we're just planning on packing up our suitcases and moving. And now I wrote this down. I have like I have a timeline written down and everything so that we're prepared. But now John also had to file all of his taxes because I also didn't know this. This was like a fun. It's not embarrassing.
No, it's, that's not the emotion I'm feeling.
So when you're an American and you live abroad, you have to file your taxes every single year, which John knew about, but because of the Polish zloty and compared to the dollar, John is like below the line where he has to pay any taxes in the US. So it wasn't like a top priority to get this tax stuff done. So I don't want you to feel bad that you didn't do it.
Just as we're announcing it to the world.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. I'm sure the IRS is not watching.
John filed all of his taxes. As of like, again, once we started this whole process, we realized that you have to have all your paperwork on the up and up as well. And I'm saying that a lot.
That's the title of the video.
And you filed for all of your taxes, so we're waiting for that to be processed. And it wasn't that long; it was like 2-3 years worth, right? It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So yeah, and once that's processed, we apply for this I-130 form.
Right.
And it goes to where?
Okay, so I have to petition, like to ask my spouse to immigrate. So this goes to the U.S. government. It's like the Office of Immigration. You wrote it down. USCIS. And yeah, so they're going to take care of that. And then when you apply abroad, there's a second step to the process where something called the National Visa Center is going to be in touch with us. And we actually have interviews at the U.S. Embassy here in Warsaw. Actually, I think it's just Justyna.
Oh, I thought it was both of us.
We'll see. I don't mind. It's a very nice embassy, by the way. Mm-hmm. The only one I've ever been to, but okay. And then that will handle the second half of the process. And then you actually get your documents, I believe, like at the airport as you literally cross the border. It sounds weird, but...
Yeah, you stop at immigration, so you get this like approval to get a green card. I think it's a green card then.
Yeah, this is the green card,
So you get approval to get this green card, and then once you have it, when you walk through immigration, walked into the US, you show them this letter, you go to immigration, they put something in your passport, and you're able to legally stay in the US. And then after your green card, it takes about 3 to 5 years to get citizenship. So there's that. Can you have 3 citizenships? That's a good question for a lawyer.
Let's not talk about that.
Oh, okay.
I think the answer is yes, but like, who's checking?
All right. So that's the plan. We're planning on moving to the US. It's just going to take up to 10 months to 2 years to go through this process. Again, because of the current situation, every lawyer that we've talked to from now, like they said 10 months to 2 years. It just depends on everything. So we're excited.
Yes.
We're nervous.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be a lot.
Yep.
But that's our game plan. I wanted to share this with you because I want to also go through the process online because I feel like we're not the only ones that are doing this. Of course. So we wanted to share this process with you and show you like the behind the scenes look of what it takes to move abroad into the US. Are we going to be staying in Florida, John, once we move?
Find out in the next video.
We don't know. We don't know yet.
Maybe, I don't know. Why are we wearing these shirts?
I don't know. Because I haven't.
I don't want a North Dakota shirt. No offense to viewers in North Dakota.
Is it just too close to? John's like a bit of a. I want to use.
Don't say it. Don't say
I
it.
want to say the word wuss when it comes to the cold.
Oh, that dude. I thought you were gonna sound like geography snob. I just know geography.
No, so John's a little bit of a wuss when it comes to the cold,
Yeah.
which is also maybe like one of the minor reasons we're moving to Florida
Like,
out of Poland.
Warm and sunshine are freaking awesome. Why would someone leave that?
Why would you leave?
I fell in love.
All right. So maybe if you have any questions for us about the visa process or about the green card process, let us know in the comments below. I think we should probably record a video about why we're in Poland in the first place. If you're interested in that and if you have any questions, please feel free to comment below. And that's it for today. So hope you have a wonderful day.